In the original Cinderella story, the sisters didn't just lose the prince, they lost parts of their feet trying to get him. Tonight on A Veil of Crime, we step into one of the most famous fairy tales ever told, not as a romance, but as a story of abuse, coercion, and mutilation shaped by real social pressures and real crimes inside the household. This is Cinderella, as the Brothers Grimm recorded it, and you're watching A Veil of Crime. In the Grimm version, the story begins not with magic, but with loss. A young girl's mother dies, leaving her in the care of a father who soon remarries. The new wife brings two daughters of her own. From the beginning, the girl is pushed aside. She is stripped of her fine clothing, forced into servant's work, and made to sleep among the ashes. She becomes known as Aschenputtel, the Ash Girl. Her only comfort is the grave of her mother, where she plants a small tree, and there, birds come to her aid, offering the help that no one else will. When the king announces a royal festival so that the prince may choose a bride, the stepsisters see their chance for elevation. Marriage is not romance to them, it is survival and status. Aschenputtel asks to attend, but her stepmother refuses, setting impossible tasks and leaving her behind. With the help of the birds, she goes anyway, beautifully dressed, but unrecognized. The prince is captivated, but each night she disappears before he can learn her identity. On the final night, he uses a trick. He coats the staircase with pitch so that the girl cannot escape unnoticed. As she runs, one of her shoes sticks to the steps. The prince declares that he will marry the woman whose foot fits into the shoe. The shoe is brought to the household. The first stepsister tries it on, but her foot is too large. Her mother gives her a knife. She tells her, "Cut off your toe. When you are queen, you will never have to walk again." The girl obeys. She forces her bleeding foot into the shoe, and the prince rides away with her. But as they pass the grave, birds call out, "Look at her foot. Look at the shoe. The shoe is too small and not for you. There's blood in the shoe." The prince looks down and sees the truth, and he returns her home. The second sister tries next. Her heel is too large. Again, the mother hands her the knife. "Cut off your heel," she says. "When you are queen, you will never have to walk again." The second sister obeys as well, and again, the blood gives her away. Only then is Aschenputtel brought forward. The shoe fits without pain, without blood, without deception. At the wedding, the birds return. And in the grim ending, the stepsisters are punished, not by the prince, not by the court, but by the same birds who once helped Cinderella. They peck out their eyes, leaving them blind for the rest of their lives. This tale may sound extreme, but its core is grounded in documented social realities. In medieval and early modern Europe, marriage determined survival for many women. Inheritance laws often favored certain children over others. Stepchildren were frequently marginalized or abused, and women competed for status through marriage opportunities. Court records and social histories document stepchild neglect and exploitation, coercive marriages arranged for status, extreme bodily modification in pursuit of beauty or rank, and violence within blended households. The stepsister's mutilation reflects a simple truth of the time. Status could mean the difference between security and poverty, and some families were willing to sacrifice anything to obtain it. Like in Snow White and the Juniper Tree, the stepmother represents a familiar social tension. Blended households often meant competing heirs, divided resources, and struggles for inheritance and favor. Stepmothers appear frequently in early European legal records, not as fairy tale villains, but as figures involved in property disputes, neglect cases, and conflicts over dowries and marriage arrangements. Cinderella preserves this tension in its rawest form. Not a magical transformation, but a household where power, survival, and cruelty were intertwined. Cinderella was never meant to be a gentle romance. It was a warning about the dangers inside the home, the cost of social ambition, and the violence that can grow out of envy and desperation. It showed that not all families protect their children, not all marriages are love stories, and not all suffering is visible from the outside. Like the Pied Piper, the Robber Bridegroom, the Juniper Tree, Hansel and Gretel, Little Red Riding Hood, and Snow White, Cinderella survives because the crime behind it was recognizable. Not rare, not mythical, recognizable. Grimm fairy tales are not exaggerations. They are compressed crime histories shaped by fear, repetition, and memory. And in this one, the violence didn't come from the forest, it came from the family. If you want more historically grounded crimes hidden inside Grimm fairy tales, subscribe to A Veil of Crime. This episode is part of the Grimm Fairy Tale Crime Series, where folklore meets real historical evidence and where the stories were never meant to comfort, they were meant to warn. Watch the full series only on A Veil of Crime. And if you'd like to support this channel and help keep these stories researched, written, and told, you can support A Veil of Crime through Buy Me a Coffee. The link is on the channel. Every contribution helps preserve the crimes history tried to soften or forget. In the Grimm fairy tale version of Cinderella, the slipper didn't sparkle, it bled, and the cost of the crown was measured in flesh. Thank you for watching A Veil of Crime.